Hi guys, so today I'm going to show you how to add mobile controls to RedBee's third-person cover shooter template. Um, so I would suggest go ahead and import some stuff here. The first thing I want you to import um, is from the standard assets. Here is the cross-platform input. Go ahead and import this, download it if you haven't already. It takes a little bit. Click on import here. I'll kind of show you how I did mine, just so you don't get more stuff than you really need. All right, so go ahead and start by deselecting everything here and then start minimizing all this stuff. Okay, so, and we do want these textures here. I think there are some in this one that we need. I'm not positive, but let's just make sure that we get them all just in case. I don't want to miss any. Then go ahead and deselect and minimize the standard asset for the 2D. All right, so here's the cross-platform input. Go ahead and you're going to want to select this whole entire thing so you get the scripts and everything. And all right, so it's not going to allow me to select it. I do apologize because I already have it imported. As you can see here, it's not giving me the new. So right here is the cross-platform input initialize. What this does is it gives you the option to enable or disable. So in your testing environment, going back and forth, working with a keyboard, testing in the mobile environment, it's kind of challenging. So this does enable, disable it. Really convenient. So go ahead and select that one as well. All right, so go ahead and let's see. The next thing that we will want to do is if it gives you anything else down here, like related to the third-person cover shooter, go ahead and select that just in case, or make sure it is selected. Don't deselect it. And if you do have any other assets related to your project, keep those selected too, re-import it. I'm not sure if that's a new setting or a setting at this point in time where we're sitting at in 2018.2.17F1. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get to a scene here that we can start editing it. So go ahead and dive into the third person where the cowboy is, and that should be in this third person. This is the scene that I was working with. It's not going to work for the strategy scene. It probably won't work for the mobile scene because he has his own mobile controller, so I would not mess with that. The prototype scene or the night scene, I have not tried that either. Alright, so there's our cowboy. Let's go ahead and zoom in on him. Let's see, is there a canvas here? So we do have this canvas. Alright, so it does have, some stuff here already. One thing I want to do before I go ahead and alright, so now that we've got this scene all loaded up, let's find our standard assets, cross-platform, prefabs. Alright, so here in the prefabs of the cross-platform input, we have the dual touch controller. This has the turn and look touch area that we're going to use, as well as the touch or the jump button we're going to expand on. Over here, this is the mobile joystick that we're going to use out of the mobile single stick canvas prefab. Alright, so go ahead and drag in the dual touch. let's get it close to the canvas that's already there. Let's see if we can get that up above it. Alright, so this, let's change our scene to 2D view. Now we'll go ahead and get on this. Alright, so we're not going to need the move touch area. I mean, we can keep it in there, but let's go ahead and jump right into getting this all set up. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Delete. Continue. So we're just breaking that instance there. It's going to happen again for this guy. So go ahead and grabbing the mobile joystick, drop that there, and then you want to make sure that these are turned on too. They should be, but just in case, make sure that they are turned on. Sometimes you will get issues with the canvas where things will appear off of your main canvas or backwards inside of the canvas with that red X. So with that turned on, let's go ahead and grab this mobile joystick here, and then we're going to drop that into the dual touch controls. All right. So again, continue. Now we can go ahead and delete this, and look, we've got this nice setup here, looking clean. Okay, so there are some more things that I want to do real quick while we're here. Let's go ahead and create a panel for some buttons. So go ahead and UI panel, and we can minimize this down here. Let's say that looks good. We're going to go ahead and add a component. We want to go down to layout, and we want to go to horizontal layout group, and this is going to keep all of our kind of action buttons in line there. All right, so go ahead and drop the jump button down in there, and we can just kind of duplicate off of this. So it's already set up. The jump button's perfect. We don't need to do anything there. Let's go ahead and duplicate that. And on this one, this is going to be our shoot button. So go ahead and expand that, open up the text, and shoot. So it is nice, you can already see it's, doing its thing. It's keeping it all separated. And let's go ahead and add one more button. And this one is going to be our zoom. So remember earlier we did change the input for the zoom to Z. All right, so we've got that. And okay, so yeah, I did forget to, let's go ahead and go back here, and we're going to change this. I think this is fire. I can't remember what we'll come back if we need to. And then for zoom, this one's just zoom. Okay, and so we can see here after adding the last button. Oops, I forget to change the text here, so let's go ahead and do that. Zoom. Okay. All right, and so we've got the buttons kind of extending out here. So just want to go into the horizontal layout group that we added to our panel, and then we just want to child control, so that pulls it in there, and we also want to give a little bit of separation and center this up a little bit. So go ahead and click on the child alignment. I'm going to say middle center, so that brings it down there. Give a little more separation here. Yep, that's the one. And also we want to have some padding between each of the individual buttons. So we'll go that, and that is looking good there. All right, so moving on here, the next thing that we want to do now that we have all of our buttons here, it's kind of set up. We're getting close. Okay, and so after we've got this, the dual touch controls kind of set up, we will be coming back in a moment to the zoom button, but for now, let's go ahead and dive over to the cowboy and start editing the input script. So this is pretty common script where the controls are held, like the keystrokes or the controllers for like Xbox and stuff, those kind of inputs. Okay, so now that we've got the third person input script open, we're going to start by using Unity editor, your Unity standard assets dot cross-platform input, and so that'll allow us to add the cross-platform input to the input settings, altering what RedBee has done so we can add the components really simply. So right here we can see the get axis. So the input get axis horizontal, vertical. This is going to be a real simple fix. So on line now at this point, after adding the using Unity standard assets cross-platform input, puts us down to line 191. So here on line 191 now, we want to remove the input, and then we just want to start typing the C, R, O, and then it should pop up there sooner or later. Go ahead and click on the cross-platform input manager. We're going to do that again, and you can just copy and paste if you want. Oops. So we're going to do this a few more times. Go ahead and copy and paste, and and you can kind of see it's going to be the same for the buttons, but this is a climb button. I'm not working with that one. We're kind of more focused on a few other buttons at this time. So like the jump button, we're definitely going to be doing that. And then again here. So when he's in the air, this right here, this is going to be controlling that horizontal and vertical. That's our joystick. So that's what's going to be controlling that. The same with right here. Fire, and we also want to do this one. This is our shoot button. So we add that. We could also do it there, but we're going to leave that because we've got some functionality that we're going to be using from him, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. Here's our scope. I don't think we need to do that. We'll worry about the scope at another time. All right, and so here is the zoom, and this is the button that we're going to be turning into a toggle, essentially. So let's go ahead and add the cross-platform input here. And all right, that's all taken care of. All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and comment out this if cursor.lockState statement, because we're going to do some UI stuff to show you how to do that for the zoom. All right, so go ahead and block out lines 474 through 486, and then comment out that last little bracket. Going to want to remove the scale. And you could just comment this stuff out, copy, paste it, write it however you like. But I'm just kind of showing you the quick and dirty way how to do it. Alright, so with that edited, and now this should work. The zoom button here, we're going to be duplicating it, turning it into a toggle for the zoom action. So I'll show you how we do that. We're going to remove the pointer down and the pointer up. Alright, so with those removed, we're going to add a new event type. And this is just going to be the pointer click, and we're going to add 3 different events for the pointer click. So the first thing we do, we're going to go ahead and drag over the zoom button. We're going to do that again for the second event. For the first one, let's go ahead, go to the button handler, and then we're going to set down state. And then on the second one, the game object of the zoom button, set active bool, and then we want to leave it unchecked. So when the player clicks on the zoom button, it'll deactivate this. And it'll also, for the set down state, it'll activate this and trigger the zoom. Alright, so now that we have this, let's go ahead and rename this to something that makes more sense for the zoom toggle. So we're going to go ahead and name this one to zoom in. And now that we've got it pretty much almost 90% set up, let's go ahead and duplicate this. Command D on the Apple, Control D on PC. And we can rename this one to zoom out. And the most important thing we want to do here is we want to change the button handler set down state. We want to change that to set up state. So essentially what the set down does is that's going to pretty much push the button down, sort of like checking a box on a toggle and leaving it checked. And then the zoom out button, we're going to do the set up state. And where the set up state, that's releasing that toggle, unchecking the box per se. So, all right, now that we've got that almost done, we want to drag the zoom in button to the, let's see if I can do this here. I'm going to drag the zoom in button down to the zoom out, that third item, game object, set active, bool. And we want to make sure that it does get checked. Let's go ahead, deactivate the zoom out while we're down here. Go back to the zoom in. We're going to drag the zoom out down to that third event. Same thing, game object, set active, and we want to check it. Alright guys, so one last thing that we need to take care of before we test our scene out, so we have access to the mouse in our game. We need to go to the main camera and disable this mouse lock. Alright, let's go ahead and test this out, and let's see what we have. Alright, so we've got the look area. So I'm double clicking on my touchpad or right click on a mouse, and then this is outside of it, so nothing's happening there, but we can drag on the outside if we're dragging from the look area. Here's our walking, and so if we, like, a lot of cases, like, this orientation gets messed up, so if I can click on it, but yeah, for this scenario, it works perfect. So you can look in any direction and still that orientation maintains that look that you're looking for. All right. Okay, and so for the shoot, let's go ahead and test that out. Let's add a gun here because it's not going to work. You know, if we're on no weapons at all, no, you know, it's not going to zoom. But you can see over here the button still works, but this one's not. All right, and shoot, zoom, and it is staying selected. If you can see over here, I'll do that again. So it's swapping our buttons out for us as well. It's sort of a toggle. All right, so and we can still walk around if we want to. All right, yeah, thanks for checking it out, guys. Maybe in the next video, I'll show you guys how to add buttons, how to change weapons, and the melee and stuff like that. But if you did like it, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more. Leave me a comment. You know, let me know what you think, or if you've done this, share your videos with me. All right, take care, guys.